What makes a microphone?
The most important thing?
Yeah, the most important
The
part
transducer, the capsule.
the capsule.
The capsule.
Okay, right so far.
Yeah.
But what part of the capsule?
The frequency response.
Well,
That's the flavor of
but
the
how
tonality.
do you get the frequency?
Well, we tailor it. There's all sorts of parameters that you can vary to make whatever response you want. I can make it sound any way I want. But the sound, and this gets back to what you were saying before, you use your ears and what's pleasing. It's like food. It's the flavor and what works. And there's not scientists like to put numbers to it. There's no number. How can you put a number to the electric guitar like the
You
called?
can't.
You can't. Same with a microphone.
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's intuitive. It's sound quality. And once you know what you want, then we use technology to be able to replicate that, so they're all perfect. But the actual sound signature, the flavor, that's done with human hearing by musicians, entertainers, listening to people, and even, as you know, good singers, they use proximity effect. They come in, they come out
Sure.
for the warmth.
Sure.
We make the mic do a certain thing so that people who know mic technique can use it. It's an instrument.
It is.
It's an instrument.
Now, how about the diaphragm of that mic?
Yeah. So
The material that you make?
mylar, DuPont mylar,
Okay.
and 6 micron thick, 6/1000ths of a millimeter thick, and then 24 karat gold sputtered on top of that.
And what is the reason for the moisture?
For what?
Moisture, yes.
We don't have any moisture issues anymore. We've managed to get technology.
They're gone.
That problem's gone.
That was a big problem.
Huge problem. I mean, you still have to be careful. If you had an air-conditioned studio and you go out and it's humid and you back in again in that, you could have some issues. But we cover the critical components in like a conformal coating, which seals that up. You'll find that we have so few
Well,
problems.
did they cause pits?
No, what it was, it's their capsule has a very, very high impedance from the capsule to the electronics. 5 gigohms, incredibly high. And so when the moisture hits the capsule, the resistance can be much lower, so the signal will bleed off. That's why there's a problem. It's the high resistance that's an issue. And the moisture itself's not a problem, but after a while, contaminants from air, smoke, that kind of thing, which used to be a problem in the 50s and 60s, not so much today, that causes a low impedance path. But today, people don't smoke in studios anymore, thank goodness. And so we don't have that problem as much. And modern componentry, the same. But that's tube. That's microphones made the same way they made the mics in the 50s, and they were works of art. There was no compromise in those days, as you know. And it's the same with that. We use the very best we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the moisture. Yeah, there were issues with that. Absolutely.
Back then, in 1950, yes, we had those problems.
The U-47 Neumann.
That's
C12s.
what I got.
You got a U-47. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
You'll love that. If you like a U-47, you'll love that.
U-47 was my favorite.
Yeah, it's a
It's the
legend.
first one that I got.
Yeah, they're good. Did you try C12, AKG C12?
No, this had to be, at that time, it was called Telephone.
Telefunken, yeah. They made it, Neumann made it for
Yeah,
Telefunken.
that's right,
Yeah.
that's right.
They're great. They were so much money today.
What is the impedance that you're coming out at?
Oh, the actual output impedance of the mic?
Yeah, it's a transformer.
Yes, transformer output, so 600
For
ohm.
the transformer, what is?
Oh, it's very high because it's the output stage of the tube. That's where the matching transformer comes in. So yeah, very, very
How
high.
high?
Oh, what would it be? 100K?
Up down
More?
somewhere like
Yeah.
that. So you have to lower that down. You use
Yeah,
it for long
to match
lines.
600 ohm
600 ohms.
or lower, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. So they all vary. And now modern preamps have adjustment for that as well.
Well, they were asking me in the car, and this is what we were discussing, and I was saying, well, I'll go back to the old days, and the diaphragms would pit, and we'd
Yeah.
have problems then, and then we'd have to, it would be coated.
Yeah. Well, they used different material. They used polyester in those days, and they weren't as good as mylar. Mylar is reasonably new, probably 60s they started using mylar. 50s it was polyester, and they weren't as good. But some people go, oh, I want the old polyester ones. Honestly, I don't think there's anything there, but the modern material is
Now let's
good.
get to the thing that they kick around a lot. You would be doing me a favor. one day at the AAS show, maybe 6, 7 years ago, I sat in my room and just read through some of the literature and was surprised to see the tube versus the solid state for the electronics in the tube. What is it finally turning to today?
Tubes have a distinctive sound, but it's the distortion, the way they distort. And it's mainly with the second harmonic distortion, which is a pleasing,
Which we realize.
pleasing sound.
We
Because
know that.
third harmonics, etc.,
Yeah.
not pleasing, that's grating. And that's what we all like about tubes. But you can emulate that today. You can.
That's what I gave the answer to in the car, is that in time, that will all be taken into consideration. That's part of what makes it a warm
Absolutely.
sound.
And they now know this because there's been so much time spent trying to find out why. Because, if we're all having to buy 60-year-old microphones, we're in trouble. They don't make them anymore. I'm in really big trouble.
That's right.
So, I want to get that sound. So everybody's looking at why, and they know why now. It's quite difficult to reproduce. But there is another thing with the tube. It's that how you feel about it, and people love them. It's warm. It's a glow thing. It's like an emotive thing.
That's right.
And that can make a difference. I always say to people, they say, why would you spend $10,000 on a microphone? But if if I put a microphone in front of somebody and I said, Sinatra sang into that one, their blood will start pumping. They'll feel better. They'll sing better.
That's right.
So what's that worth? But if you know what you're talking about and it's a totally blind thing, no. But it's emotion. It's the same as the guitar. A 50s Les Paul.
Yeah.
Wow, you're holding it. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
The new ones are fantastic. I've got a couple. I mean, they're fantastic. But you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But nothing beats that.
But there are certain things that you can't say for sure. That if God came down tomorrow and handed you a perfect speaker, that you wouldn't turn it down.
That's true. Because there is no such thing as perfect anything. It's subjective, isn't it?
Yeah. See, what we hear in our head is very hard to explain.
Totally. It's how you're feeling at the time.
Yeah.
Emotions.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. And in the old days, we didn't use as many knobs on the board to equalize and screw around with,
Which is better.
which is better. Right? And I say today, probably the guy would make a hell of a lot better record if he didn't have those knobs.
Less microphones. And the best engineers, they walk in and they say play. Listen.
They adjust the situation with the microphone.
Absolutely.
And not go in there and do it at the board.
That's right. And if somebody's, I did that, well, Mark and I do it quite often, but a drummer sets up his kit and we listen to it and go, that's bad. Nothing we can do about it. You've got to make the kit sound good acoustically before we can put any mics on it.
Yeah.
But you can't fix it in the mix.
A lot of people think so.
Yeah, but that's why there's a lot of rubbish stuff being recorded,
Yeah. Oh, I'm a rebel.
Yeah. Well, you know what
Against
works.
the board with too many knobs on it. I said, she's got more things to screw up with.
Yeah, you know, because from experience, you know how to pull a good sound.
Well, first of all, he doesn't know what's going on underneath that board. And you turn this knob and this is happening. The engineer may know, but the audio engineer that's running the top of that board doesn't know. And so he doesn't have the respect, he doesn't have the knowledge to faithfully use that to an advantage.
Sure.
Because he's got all these knobs to play with.
And if you got them, you got to use them.
Yeah. You said it right on. Yeah. That's what happens.
Yeah.
If you got them, you got to use
That's it.
Here. The problem I have with my engineers talking with my engineers, is that they're trying to take care of each person individually, mic him individually, and adjust them constantly. Okay. Whereas, when under that condition, the engineer is the conductor.
Yeah. And what's his qualification?
Right.
Yeah.
And he goes chasing. He goes and says, that note's not loud enough, so he pulls it up.
Yeah.
Next note, bang! And he's caught. So they put a limiter on him. Is that the answer?
No.
No.
The dynamics are gone.
Oh,
Yeah. No, you need to set it.
Yeah.
Let the musicians play to it. And that's a great gig, because as a soundman, you sit back and you enjoy the show. You got it. Great advice, Les.
Well, I'm curious because people ask me and I say, oh, I know what I think. But whether I'm right or wrong, that's yet to be determined.
No, you're 100% right. I know it. No question.
Yeah.
And that's why you are who you are. Absolutely. Thanks so much for this time. I appreciate it so much.